Susan Kluttz. I'm mayor of Salisbury. I've served as mayor for the past 14 years. I actually grew up here in Salisbury, and my father was mayor before me. So it is a very special place for me, and I'm always very grateful when people appreciate it as much as I do. I do know that from the time I was young, I realized how important the arts were here in the city as well as to me personally. So I've been very excited to be a part of the arts community for years. As a matter of fact, we are very proud in Salisbury that we have just in the last 10 or 20 years attracted wonderful people here and very talented artists. Our city council has understood and recognized the importance of arts to the city of Salisbury, and I'm proud to say that just in the last several years we decided to fund a cultural arts task force to study what we could do as a city to better promote the arts. I served on that committee for 2 years to develop our plan. We now have a formal plan to promote the arts. I realize that they're not just important as far as a luxury for people. They are important, I believe, for children, for education, and so it gives me great pleasure to promote art in every way in this city. I will have to tell you that I am just thrilled to have someone like Robert Toth choose Salisbury to move to. We are so lucky to have him and his wife Lee living here in Rowan County, and I think just from looking at his art you can understand that he loves the city as much as we do. He is the type of person that makes Salisbury the special place that it is and the place that I'm so proud to represent. Just looking at some of his work and looking at these sketches, this whole book of sketches of his, and the fact that he even has on the cover a place to remind us of what we value. I think that tells you a lot about him as a person and the fact that he understands us and what we value, and I'm just thrilled to have him here. I will say too that my husband Bill and I enjoyed so much attending his event for the unveiling at Fine Frames Gallery of his sculpture of James Dean. It was just really exciting to be there and to see the excitement in the room and the people who were there who understood how important he is here and appreciate him as much as I do.
Sculpture of James Dean.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. Well, let me tell you a little bit about, like some people have said, why James Dean? Well, over the years I've done a lot of masterpiece collection is called, and maybe there's 20 of them here, but about over the last 35 years, about 70 tributes to iconic people. And of course, James Dean was one of those people. He died young in 1955 at the age of about 24. He made 3 major movies, and I think one was called East of Eden. The other was Giant with Liz Taylor, Rock Hudson, and the last one was Rebel Without a Cause. I always felt he was a rebel with a cause, but anyway, well, because he's just the guy who left the farm in Indiana at a young age, 19 or so, went to New York, studied acting, had a falling out with the teachers there. He headed out for California and had a great success. So apparently he was very self-actualizing and very self-confident in his skill as an actor. People have said of him, like Elvis Presley said he was a genius. John Lennon said if it wasn't for James Dean, there wouldn't have been the Beatles. Now, I kind of thought about that, and I guess you could say these rebels do break some rules to get where they want to go. And when I think about the masterpiece collection, there's quite a few rebels. Actually, when I realized it, all of them were rebels. Well, Thomas Edison, Beethoven. There we have Teddy Roosevelt, Charles Darwin, Sigmund Freud, Ben Franklin. This is a nice tribute here to Andrew Jackson for the Andrew Jackson Society right here in Salisbury. I was very proud of that. It was a kind of a peak moment for me. And this goes on and on. As far as, this is only 20 that I've done, but there's 70 that I did over the years. We'll have to get a close-up of that, Joe, and maybe at another time. But you'll see, I could talk about these people forever. Thomas Edison was kind of one of my favorites. I met Theodore Edison years ago. Let me show you this first, and then I will talk a little bit more about it. This is the preliminary model. Thank you. We start with a size like this usually. All of these pieces that you see start off as about 9, 10 inches, 12 inches, and then from there I'll take it to a life size. Life size allows me to get even more expression and more detail because I get work with my hands more. And this I work with tools, modeling tools. And then when we're finished with this, we make molds so we cast these pieces. And over the years, I've sold things all over the country, I think to every state and almost every state and about 6 countries. So these pieces have been around now for quite a few years. Also, I wanted to mention about what Dennis Hopper said of James Dean, who was a fellow actor. He said that when the cameras turned on, it was like magic. He turned into the character. He made a transformation. And the fellow actors kind of thought that was quite unusual, that he had that ability. So Dennis Hopper passed away only a short time ago, and he was in that movie, Rebel Without a Cause. One thing I wanted to mention about James Dean is that it's a tribute to him, of course, but it's also a tribute to an old friend of mine named Johnny Stanislavski, because he looked very much like James Dean, and he also died younger before his time. So I just thought I'd want to mention that. So it's a tribute to my old friend, Johnny Stanislavski, as well as James. And it looks really just like Johnny. Yeah, good friend for many years. To my teenage years and on to my 20s. We ride motorcycles together. Let me say, over the years now, at the Fine Frame Gallery, Bruce and Jackie Wilson allowed me to use their place as a showroom. And I think I could say we have 8 unveilings. Last was Edgar Allan Poe, which is nice. Joe covered it. JG Media, Joe Garley. He just makes everyone look good with his video work that we've been working together for 7 years, and he covers all these events, and you'll see them on YouTube and Facebook. But I wanted to mention all the people we did. Edgar Allan Poe, Albert Einstein, Sigmund Freud, Amelia Earhart, Jackie Torrance, storyteller, Harry Truman, bronze, Edison, Thomas Edison, and I think that's about it. So I think there might be some more I forgot about, but it's quite a bit of things over the last 15 years. And let's see. Yeah, I think that pretty much does it. And I have to say, I have to thank Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, who helps us a lot to promote our businesses. So that's kind of a nice thing. He made this possible. Get all these people together. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. There he is. Beautiful girl right here. She's my favorite. I call her Miss America. She came in 3rd, but I always thought that she should have been 1st.